Who takes care of America? We all do. Our state highway agencies restore our natural heritage, reduce mowing costs, protect existing native vegetation, and highway users pick up litter, plant trees and wildflowers, and respect the work of roadside vegetation managers. Jane Garvey is Deputy Administrator of the Federal Highway Administration.
Clearly, our quality of life is directly influenced by how we care for our millions of acres of roadsides. It matters not only to us, but it's part of the legacy we leave the next generation. We at the Federal Highway Administration support the widest possible range of both traditional and innovative measures to protect and enhance the environment. We're especially proud of the state roadside programs that use native wildflowers and grasses, that explore ecological solutions, that work hand in hand with the natural character of the surrounding landscape. On behalf of both Rodney and myself, let me offer a particular note of congratulations to those of you who have worked so hard in programs and partnerships that protect and enhance the nation's roadside environment. Programs and partnerships we'll be telling you about in the next few minutes.
Maryland encourages public partnerships.
With our Adopt a Highway program, we enlist volunteer community groups to clean up litter along our roadsides. Our Project Cloverleaf program, established by our Office of Environmental Design, has 4 leaves. They are wildflowers, Tremendous Maryland, reforestation, and Grow Don't Mow.
South Carolina shows signs of creative funding.
The South Carolina Department of Transportation's award-winning wildflower program is in its 3rd year. By the middle of April, colorful flowers will be popping up along the state's byways. The SCDOT wildflower program began for the obvious reason of beautification. New signs matching the wildflower revenue-generating license tags mark the plots.
Florida's beautification grants encourage native plants and reduce irrigation.
Well, actually, it's a matching grant program. What you do is you come up with a design that meets FDOT approval. Submit it to the state by February 1st, and then a review council will go over all the grant applications and rank them in order. Now, as you do your design, use that guide. You'll find it's very handy in figuring out what the state is looking for. Things like water conservation and use of native plants, they like that. And that'll be helpful when you get to your grant project.
Texas promotes its natural heritage.
The natural beauty of Texas roadsides requires the cooperation of nature, plus a lot of hard work and planting. The Texas Department of Transportation has patiently seeded and planted native flowers and shrubs since the 1930s.
Wisconsin's mowing policy is practical.
This was one of the original Operation Wildflower projects that we did, and we did this.
Dick Stark has worked for the DOT since they started planting wildflowers back in the early 1970s. He's never seen the flowers paint as pretty a picture as they have this year.
We've had some warm weather lately, but we had a lot of rainfall, and I think that's really been good for the wildflowers.
Minnesota reduces herbicide use.
We really don't have to use chemicals in these rights-of-ways anymore. Fire takes over on that. So environmentally, this is a real sound type of maintenance practice.
I think it's a good deal, I guess. I kind of like to see stuff come fresh in the spring, and the spraying and stuff can't be good for the soils and wildlife. So I like to fish and hunt, and that's part of that.
North Dakota Goes Wild.
North Dakota Goes Wild is a public-private organization established in 1989 by former Governor George Sinner and First Lady Jane to encourage the planting of native wildflowers on both privately owned and public lands. North Dakota Goes Wild provides information and assistance on the cultivation of native plants.
We're a prairie state, and over the course of time, the prairie has developed into very complex plant communities.
Oregon protects rare and endangered species.
And here is how it works. First, data was gathered from within ODOT, from the Natural Heritage Program, from ODA Rare Plants, from records of the Forest Service, BLM, and the Native Plant Society, and others. Then surveys were conducted on all known sites and in similar habitats nearby. Rare plant populations were mapped, a signing system was developed.
California acts as a land steward. By using more native plants where they are appropriate, including native wildflowers and grasses, functional and aesthetic benefits can be retained. Herbicide use may be reduced, water can be conserved, and maintenance costs may be lowered. The greatest successes may occur when existing remnants of native wildflowers and grasses which have survived earlier maintenance practices, agricultural invasion, or other man-made impacts are identified, protected, preserved, expanded, and managed properly. Caltrans' vision is clear: to make native wildflowers and grasses integral to our transportation environment wherever it is appropriate to do so, and to continue to enhance the appearance and function of our roadsides in a safe, compatible, environmentally sound, and cost-effective way. Together, we can all be good stewards. Help us keep America beautiful and take care of America's roadsides.
Side by side and hand in hand, take care of America. Save the rivers, trees, and shores, clear across the great outdoors. Let's protect what's mine and yours. Take care of America.